All right. Good morning. A wonderful Tuesday morning to each and every one of us right on this platform and in the Grant ecosystem. Today being the 26th of May 2026. That's a good rhyme. And this morning I really want to delve into an aspect that could trigger one or two of us right on this platform, triggering us to spur us to be better off than we are or than we are doing. You know, when broken drums start to play different sounds in the same market, there is a problem. A strange thing happens when people who are supposed to be carrying one basket to the same destination, when they suddenly begin to argue over who owns the road, there is a problem. There's a problem because the same basket remains undelivered. The journey also slows down, and those who are watching from a distance, they would begin to wonder whether the travelers even know where they are going. And to be honest with you, that is exactly the concern that a lot of stakeholders, subscribers, supporters, and observers are beginning to raise, especially concerning the current atmosphere surrounding the UAAG grant. Please follow me diligently. I'm going to really drive at some keys in my submission just this morning. Now, in the middle of the noise that we are having right now in the ecosystem, one thing remains constant, which you and I would agree, except maybe a Kogon. One thing remains constant, that God has given a promise of expansion, a promise of redemption, and a promise of restoration for us. Yes, the UAAG grant is not an ordinary journey. I believe it's a mission that is filled with expectations, with a lot of sacrifices, with a lot of misunderstandings, a lot of tests of patience, and moments that had to challenge the faith of even the strongest believers right in the ecosystem. But every major breakthrough in history has also traveled through difficult roads before it arrives at celebration grounds. So what a lot of people fail to understand is that sometimes a blessing does not arrive dressed in comfort. No. Sometimes a blessing comes hidden inside confusion. A blessing comes hidden inside pressure, inside having to wait for some seasons, and sometimes in unexpected battles. And the UAAG grant appears to be one of such blessings in disguise. Yes, there have been delays. Yes, there have been disagreements. Yes, tensions have risen among key actors and stakeholders. Yes, but different moments should not make us to abandon the bigger picture. Not at all. The promise remains alive. The vision remains valid. The manifestation is still possible. However, I think one dangerous enemy that threatens every noble mission more than opposition itself, that enemy is the division that is born out of lack of focus. I don't know whether you understand what I'm saying. That division that is always coming out of inability to have focus. Now, as the scripture says, I think somewhere in Proverbs chapter 29 verse 18, says, where there is no vision, the people perish. Where there is no vision, the people perish. The scripture, I believe, is not merely talking about physical destruction. It's speaking about the disorderliness, the confusion, sometimes the scattered efforts, and people having to lose direction just because the common purpose has been forgotten. And the current altercations involving the Major General Idoko, Chief Kogun, and the Niger Delta Strike Force appears to have entered a new and a troubling phase. From the outside, a lot of supporters are asking some very vital, important questions, and like, are we still fighting for the same cause? Are we still fighting for the same cause? Or have personalities replaced purposes? Why are people at personality? Sorry for the noise at the background. It's all over now. But see, truthfully speaking, everyone involved claims to desire one central outcome, which is the grant disbursement alert. And if the destination remains the same, then why are the deepening divisions? Why the factions? Why the rising tensions? Why the appearance of camps here and there and sectarianisms? These are uncomfortable questions that people are asking, but they also deserve a reflection. And I think the reality is very simple. When focus becomes weak, our unity also weakens. When our vision becomes blurred towards a course, then a lot of suspicions begin to rise, just like we have right now in the ecosystem. Then when communication, I'm talking of real-time communication, when it begins to break down, you will naturally see conflict that begins to fill the vacuum and in the ecosystem. Unfortunately, those who never wanted the funds to be released in the first place, they could quietly wait and benefit from this confusion pervading the ecosystem. I just want to be frank here. Honestly, no serious observer is ignorant of the political environment that is surrounding these grants. No. Is it the approvals? Is it the releases? Is it the bureaucratic processes that we talk about? When we have all of these delays, they create opportunities for postponement even from the government themselves. The reluctances, the strategic excuses that the government have, who never wanted to release the fund. Now look at us amongst ourselves, biting each other. Jealousy, strife, animosity, bitterness, bickering, deeper than Satan. And if these internal disagreements continue to escalate, what stops reluctant authorities from also having to use instability as justification for prolonging the disbursement? And what about what prevents those who prefer postponement from comfortability stretching matters closer toward the political atmosphere even in 2027? I don't know whether I'm sounding too complicated. There would be like an extension to the election year if all of these altercations continue. That's what I'm saying. And this is a concern that we cannot ignore. But we reject that outcome. God forbid that a vision that is meant to empower people becomes buried beneath avoidable internal battles. God forbid. God forbid. Now, another dimension that is attracting attention right now is the role of the ex-servicemen, the concerns surrounding their involvement Major General Idoko, and all of the organs that wants to come to interfere in this course. Now, from the public conversation and some of the narratives we have, the ex-servicemen are not necessarily appearing as arresting officers or enemies entering a battlefield. No, I'm just trying to clarify issues. They are not here to cause more commotion. Their stated concern, to me, when I listen to them oftentimes, their stated concern appears to center around having to be transparent about what you do and having to be accountable towards what you claim. In simple terms, the question that is being raised are so direct. If disbursement claims exist, where is the evidence? If funds are secured and they are in the coffers as claimed, can the proof be presented? I'm just trying to talk now based on what they are trying to come for. And if these delays continue, what exactly is responsible for that? These are difficult questions, yes. But I think in serious financial, organizational and grant-related environments, you cannot fail to account. Accountability questions are not uncommon. They are part of what must be part of the deal. In fact, responsible stakeholders they are puzzled, so surprised by the rising restlessness within the Niger Delta Strike Force currently. Their circles and their visible tensions. Akogun is part of it. Rudney is part of it. And all the Niger Delta Strike Force activities that we see surrounding these questions or these agitations coming from the ex-servicemen. And the question we continue to ask is straightforward. If inquiries are about understanding the reason behind the delays, why should such inquiries automatically become grounds for conflict? Why would anybody have to fight that? You see that there are people, there are forces, there are powers, there are principalities standing. Would dialogue now reduce suspicion? Would dialogue not serve better than confrontation? Would evidence not calm the anxieties that is in the air? Because ultimately this struggle should not be about protecting egos. This struggle should not be about defending camps or having to win supremacy contests. No, it should be about result, about alert. We get text messages, we know what the people want. All they care to know is the alert. It should be about the people waiting. It should be about the promises made. It should be about restoring confidence. And most importantly, it should be about moving closer toward the disbursement, which is the actual ground. People are tired of these cycles of accusations, the reactions, the counter-reactions, the prolonged uncertainties in the ecosystem. People want the progress. They want truth. They want direction. They want manifestation. They want their money. And perhaps this is the moment for sober reflection from every side. Perhaps. Because the US journey has already demanded a lot